Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And I just want to edify the body, because we're in a time where basically this is one of the most important times to be in, as far as the gospel, what I'm saying. And I was meditating on it. We have to make sure that we're, keep our head in the game, so to speak. All right, because one thing I noticed when I first discovered the truth years ago, and started to watch the apostles, started to watch the videos, and one thing you notice, Esau, they might stop a video or two, but they weren't really on it like that. And the videos, they were getting, well, so it says on YouTube, they were getting 10 views, 20 views, 30 views or whatever. Then it came to a point where those same videos, when I went back, later on, they would get 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,000 views. So, and this is right around the time where they started, the YouTube started heavily enforcing things, because the truth picks up. All right, and the things that we're doing, the small things add up, the steps add up, and the things that we're doing on a daily basis, these are going to be used to ultimately edify the elect. You know what I'm saying? If the elect's not already sealed, but if they are, we still can continue to edify. All right, and this is another demon, what I'm saying, that's going to be taken out ultimately by the Most High. This is one of the devices of Esau. Okay, this is a Harvard study. It says dopamine, smartphones, and you. Big thing right now, man. Smartphones. Everybody complains about it, but it's a supercomputer, in your hand, which shortly they want to put the computer, in you through that chip. But this is the pre-chip package that Esau has for you. All right, and this is the effect that even just having this damn phone has on your mental, And one thing about the scriptures is, because ultimately Israel, we're supposed to be a nation of kings and priests. We're supposed to have a certain mastery over our minds, over our attention, over our feelings, over the ups and the downs, and yourself. You can't control everything around you, but you can control yourself, and you can put yourself in certain positions, to deal with things. All right, I'm gonna just read through this a little bit, and it's not gonna be long because everybody kind of knows about it. But still, Esau, he knows what makes you tick. He knows what makes you talk. They've gone in, they've done experiments on the chemicals that that are in people's brains. Ultimately, it's the Most High, but the Most High has different vessels that he uses. He's created from the beginning. And that's basically what Esau tries to identify. Ultimately, how it works is according to the Most High, but there is an order for how things work usually. All right, it says, never alone. If you ever misplace your phone, you may have experienced a mild state of panic until it's been found. About 73% of people claim to experience this unique flavor of anxiety, which makes sense when you consider that adults in the U.S. spend an average of 2 to 4 hours per day typing, and swiping on the devices. That adds up to over 2,600 daily touches. Most of us have become so intimately entwined with our daily lives that we sometimes feel our phones vibrating in our pockets when they aren't even there. While there is nothing inherently addictive about smartphones themselves, the true drivers of our attachments to these devices are the hyper-social environments that they provide. Thanks to the likes of Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and other smartphones allow us to carry immense social environments in our pockets. So, the point being, all these connections, all this stuff is done by Esau. And then I'm going to jump down. It's going to tell you dopamine is a chemical produced by our brains that plays a starring role in motivating behavior. It gets released when we take a bite of delicious food, when we have sex, after we exercise, and importantly, when we have successful social interactions. All right, and this is the thing that's going on, you know, that I've been to notice, and even older people have talked about that they notice, because they're from an era before phones and before all this, weird internet shit, and people's social interactions have become a lot more cold. The scriptures talk about the love of many will wax cold. Um, people have spirits and demons on them because there's no time to think and to what's the word I want to use, and to there's no time to think and to basically meditate within yourself anymore. Connections with people is right in front of your face. So a lot of people, what they do is they jump in. They're on every app, every social media app. They're on there telling you exactly what's on their brain. Showing you pictures. It's a whole phenomenon. And that's what the scriptures explain. The different spiritual phenomena that occur in the earth. So much so that a lot of times either A, they don't know that they're doing these type of things, or B, they don't care. All right, and that's what is a big topic on table right now, man. Because in the number one, being under that spell of course is the woman. All right, these women, they all don't even get me started with it. Don't even all through social media, they got half naked pictures all online, all kind of videos, poor choices, calls for attention. Why? Because this is a demon. Basically, this some social interaction, can bring demons upon you. And, it's important, for us as Israelites, brothers been talking about lately, fasting. And even a fast from, phones, even a fast from, dealing with certain toxic environments when you get, time on your hands is very important. All right, and I just got a couple of scriptures on that. Now this is Hebrews 3:14. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living power. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin." Exactly, yeah, because when you're not exhorted, when you're not hearing the words of brothers, when you're not listening to prophecy, we're supposed to listen to this daily. And when you don't do that, that's when that hardness, that mental hardness builds up on you. And that's an important part, for your spirit. Esau called it your psyche, but we know ultimately it's your spirit, which is the same thing. Psyche means spirit. But the Most High has given us the keys to self-mastery. So you don't want to build up that hardness on you. For we are made partakers of Yahushua if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. Yeah, and part of holding on to that, part of keeping that consistency going is maintenance. Maintenance on anything, on your car, on your house, on your job. You have to be able to maintain. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a balance. It has to have a certain flow to it, just like your mind. And when you're, going onto these different sites and you kind of have to be a little into the world. Maybe you're trying to use the world but not be in the world. Most of these people, they're into it. They're completely into it. And that's why, they can't break that connection. And that's why when that chip comes, ultimately, they're going to put that chip in them. They're going to want that unlimited connection with Esau. And that's why a lot of people are going to have to be put to death. It says, while it is said, today if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in provocation. And that's basically it on that. Harden not your heart. You're supposed to keep your mind, you harden your mind towards certain things. It's a balance. You harden your mind towards certain things, in the world, certain bullshit, you're not going for it. Or, you might hear something and, it sticks out, and let it continue to stick out of your mind. All right. But against the scriptures, against edification, against the things of the Most High has set up for men to say, for you to hear, harden not your mind towards it. This is Proverbs 4:19. You know what I'm saying? These and all these things that we read confirm, Lord willing, that we're on that path, because many are called but few are chosen. But this is the path set up for men of the Lord to go on. So, we all go through that faith that we're those men. It says the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Yeah, and when you look at our people, that's why they're like mindless, followers of Esau. All right, and now you can straight up have apps where you straight up just follow people. Boom, follow. Look, I follow this person. People just say that now. That's a thing now. I follow this person. I follow this person. Oh, I'm a follower here. But it's which is if you're able to take your mind off it, it's nothing wrong with it. I know every apostle's been talking about getting off of social media though, because you want to be able to pull yourself out of the world. And hey, that's a real thing now. How many followers you have? Okay, how many followers does this person have? And all they're doing is offering pictures, offering, you an image, which you really don't even know these people. You don't know some of the principles that they stand for. And ultimately, if I could say, that's what's wrong with Israel right now, because anybody can pop up, maybe Esau validates them, maybe they get hot online or something, then they pop up, they're the next star, they got the next hit or whatever. But scriptures talk about, basically give your approval to nobody before you hear them speak. Meaning before you hear them talk about, give their input on certain matters, give their 2 cents on certain things, you have to be able to see where their head is at. Basically you have to be able to feel these people out before you, just rock with them. In other words, it says, my son, tend to my words, incline thy ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thy eyes, keep them in the midst of thy heart. Exactly. So once again, you're supposed to keep these words in the midst of your heart, in the midst of your mind. They're supposed to be on your mind every day. And that's why daily edification is important. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Yeah. And a large part of everything we do has been said before, but it's mental. A large part is mental. You're going through trials, tribulations, you're going through a lot of chaos, whatever battle you might be in, and the hardest part is getting your mental self, grounded. That's why when Jake, once again, they get into the world of wanting to be a superstar for Esau, wanting to perform for Esau, wanting to be a performer in Esau's media circus. Then when it goes left, and Esau cuts them off or whatever happens, they're not mentally grounded. Or, they were never mentally grounded in the first place. And so it's exposed by some sort of, major event. Maybe somebody says something false. Of course, the old rape charge on the Israelite man, that type of thing. Hey, and the scriptures talk about that. Right? So we're supposed to be mentally grounded. Mentally grounded. Part of that, once again, fasting. Very important. Something I have to work on for myself too, man. More fasting, more prayer, more. All right, and it says, let's see, I had Ephesians. It says Ephesians 5 and 6. It said, let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Yeah, and a lot of our people, they're lost. They don't understand what's going on. They're lost with the sauce. You see them out and about. We have certain images up. Those images at the camps, they're to convey a message, basically as efficiently as possible. We put the images up, we put the scriptures up, boom, bada bam, and then people can walk by, they can read it, and they can decide, well, is that for me, or is that against me, or whatever. Which ultimately, if you're an Israelite, it's for you. It's for you, and they can say what they like. They can try to persecute the truth, try to walk up to the camp with a couple of scriptures. Hey, but we're not going to let them deceive us, all right? Because we can see, through history, we can see through different spiritual events that might, occur with different brothers. We can see through, the way that Esau is moving, according with the scriptures talk about how the wicked is going to move. All these different things, confirm, what's written in the scriptures. All right, confirm the prophecies as well. And I just had one more scripture. Let's see. It's Slovakia. It's Proverbs 4:23, one of my favorite scriptures. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Yeah, exactly. Keep your mind. In this age where basically, man, these people are going crazy. We can see it. Relationships are breaking down. Marriage and all that stuff. It's still happening, but it's breaking down. And we know sex is marriage. It's become so because it was made for procreation, but now it's creating nothing but problems. All right, you got different diseases. You got the old baby mama trick where some chick is trying to get you to sponsor her for 18 years for one moment of pleasure. You got to keep your mind, and not just keep your mind, but keep your mind sharp. And that's what edification is for. That's what being around the brothers is for, man, to keep you sharp. And that's ultimately what you're supposed to do with yourself, man. If you got knives in your kitchen, what I'm saying, eventually you're going to have to either A, you buy the whetstone, and sharpen that knife, or B, you're going to have to go out and buy some new ones. You might as well just get the whetstone and sharpen away. And that's what the scriptures is, man. This is that rock. Yahweh Shai is that rock. All right. Hey, and that's all I had, man. Lord willing, is edifying for you. It's just important in this time where, once again, everything is caving in. This world is going crazy. The top leaders of this world are all corrupt. And that oozes down to the people who are at the bottom, especially the Israelites. And so, in this crazy ass world, it's not a movie. This is real life. The scriptures, which the Most High is using men, He's using us as that beacon of light of understanding, of ultimately, keeping your mind. All right. And so, hey, the Lord will choose who He will to seek that out. He's chosen us. He's called us. Lord willing, we're chosen. Call Allah Yahweh Shai Shalom.